A messy start for Andy Reid on that 125 two-stroke off pole position, and that cost him as they launch into the first turn at Copse Corner here at Silverstone. And as they bellow and howl and scream their way off into the distance, Andy Reid tries to make up ground wildly. French newcomer number 195, Jules Danilo, takes off at the front. Joe Irving tries to punch through into second place, number 66 on the Toden Tatey Pup KTM. The two Ryan Saxelby bikes in second and third place ahead of Jordan Weaving and Taron McKenzie. And then ensues this huge race-long battle for the final rostrum place between McKenzie 95, Andy Reid number 67, Jordan Weaving on the bright red and yellow number 34. Meanwhile at the front, great riding by Joe Irving. He catches Jules Danilo, sets a new lap record on lap 8 and passes the Frenchman on the Kalex KTM. So a huge duel here between Frenchman and Yorkshireman. But Jules Danilo recaptures the advantage from Joe Irving, and on the final lap, despite all Irving's efforts, it's the Frenchman who has the advantage through Woodcote for the final time. And the 18-year-old from Lille in northern France grabs the advantage just 5.057 of a second from a sporting Joe Irving, with third place going to Reid and fourth place to Taron McKenzie. The first pole position here at Silverstone in the 1000cc Superstock category for Be Wiser Kawasaki's Josh Wainwright, but he doesn't quite get the start that he wanted, and it's Philip Backlund who launches his Ian Locker Racing Kawasaki to the front. So the Swede leads the way out of turn 1. And he and Joe Burns running in second place there. The Geordie boy lead the way until suddenly some technical hitch strikes the number 53 machine and the JG Speedfit Kawasaki of Joe Burns. Down goes the Stig, number 52, James Shaw from Manchester on the Brabus Opus Kawasaki. At the front, Philip Backlund has opened out a strong lead over a massive battle for second place. Hudson Kenner, number 3, just ahead of Josh Wainwright, and also in there is Lee Jackson. As an accident in the background there wipes out two of the mid-pack riders, including the unlucky James East. Josh Wainwright sits up Hudson Kenner with a lap and a half to go, and looks like he might have secured that third place, but then he gets retaken by the South African, and also has a coming together with Lee Jackson. That gives Lee Jackson third place on the build-based BMW, but at the front, number 49, Philip Backlund from Sweden, takes a splendid victory for the Ian Locker Racing team ahead of Hudson Kenner, the championship leader, and Lee Jackson. Off pole position, Callan Cooper, winner of the last 2 rounds of the Superstock 600cc Championship, makes a splendid start and keels into Copse Corner, already clearly in the lead. And then the rest of them, look at this, all sorts of shenanigans as they go down into Brooklands, and down goes Andrew Irwin, the youngest of the Northern Irish Irwin brothers, fortunately unscathed. Meanwhile, the battle for fourth place involving Michael Robertson, Harry Harvey, Nicky Anderson, James Lodge and Jordan Simpkin, the championship leader, just goes on and on, with Michael Robertson delivering a knockout blow there to James Lodge. Meanwhile, Callan Cooper trying to get the better of Luke Hedger after Hedger has grabbed the advantage. The lad from the Isle of Man grabs it back as they go through Still Corner, but Hedger makes some big strong moves on the final lap and eases his way through on the Gearlink Kawasaki to take victory, 25 points and a valuable 8-point lead in the championship to Brands Hatch in the final race. Great ride by Luke Hedger then, finally getting himself on the top step of the box just in time for the championship finale. Well done, Bushy. The final race of the year in the Ducati 848 Challenge and Marty Nutt, number 77, off pole position, gets usurped into Copse Corner by Spike Edwards on the PH Olin's bike. He leads the way initially as they go storming down and sweep through the left-hander towards Maggots and Beckett here at Silverstone. Two early fallers though go down very, very rapidly, but thankfully unhurt, and fall together to be able to clasp one another in mutual submission. Meanwhile, Leon Morris leads the way, looking very strong until he has this huge moment coming out of Club Corner, and that allows a waving Spike Edwards to veer through into the lead. And now they're getting challenged by number 24, Dennis Hobbs. Spike, the number 121, number 2, Leon Morris, side by side as they drop down to Copse Corner, with Dennis Hobbs having pushed through into third place. Hobbs won yesterday's race and he's riding strongly now, moves through into second place behind Dennis Hobbs, and then makes a mistake as they go into Copse Corner, clips the back wheel of Leon Morris's bike. Leon Morris stays upright. Hobbs spills dramatically out of the race and out of the prospect of a double race win. The white machine then of Leon Morris commands the race just ahead of Spike Edwards, with Darren Fry running strongly in third place, and it's Leon Morris who looks likely to take his second victory of the season here at Silverstone. He does it ahead of Spike Edwards and Darren Fry, thrilled with his first podium of the season. Leon Morris wins the last race here at Silverstone. Good start of pole position from Alish Audlicia. He looked like he had that pretty much sorted out. He really took an early lead, pounced to the front, but the young man from just outside Barcelona was leading the way down the Hanger Straight as a bit of mayhem struck coming out of Chapel Curve in the background. And then that wasn't the only bit, because look at this, we had a couple of lads bouncing and ping-ponging off one another. That fetched a third rider down, and then a fourth rider went down, and that was Alicia, who was leading the way at that point. He crashed out and left the race open for Pett and the rest to tackle. Freddie Pett, the 6'4" lad from Kings Lynn in Norfolk, led the way. Chrissy Rouse barged his way through into second place past Sam Cox. And then during the closing stages, he set his sights on trying to get the better of Freddie Pett, knowing that Pett was his only potential championship challenger with 2 more races to go at Brands Hatch in a fortnight's time. He slipstreamed his way down the Hanger Straight, dived the blue Triumph through into Stowe Corner, and had the lead. At that point, that would mean he could be crowned champion right here today, as we've got a huge speed wobble down through Vale for Freddie Pett. Caused him to back off a bit there. And Chrissy Rouse had done enough as they came piling through Woodcote. Rouse took the race victory from Freddie Pett, and overjoyed Chrissy Rouse wins the race and is crowned Triumph Triple Champion 2013.
Well, late in the day then, the second race got underway here, and it was always going to be a battle at the front between 2 former world champions, Ben and Tom Birchall and Tim and Tristan Reeves, and Reeves got the drop. Once round Copse, he got his head up and his tail away, and he was gone, flying from the Birchalls. But the Birchalls, learning this circuit all the time, just kept on chipping away. Tony Brown and Ashley Hawes, number 57, took advantage of Ben Holland and Lee Watson's rapid exit from the circuit. They took an excursion onto the grass, had to rejoin further down the field later to recover to 7th place, but it put them right down in the middle of the traffic. Meanwhile, at the front, it was daggers drawn between Reeves 77 and Birchall 16, and there were several passing and repassing moves where you could only just about get a cigarette paper between the 2 outfits. It was unbelievably close, but what a race it was, and those spectators who stayed here at Silverstone to witness it would have been treated to an absolutely epic F1 sidecar race. It was Reeves ahead again, but Birchall, not to be denied, took advantage of having the quicker engine, slipped ahead, and then headed Tim and Tristan Reeves home to the flag. An absolutely brilliant sidecar race.